Ebushama Akwaba and Subiamba Sika TV. So, him say Special Prosecutor Mr. Kisei Jabin declare former Finance Minister Mr. Ofori Atta as fugitive, and for that matter, he's wanted to face some charges. Yede abono in about 4 counts. Now, some way na the minority, Michiem the MPP leader in Parliament, Honorable Alexander Kwame Markin, say Ebushia, and that day on a Finance Minister African Komo. Now, see in some of Papanekana, he feels traumatized. Ebushia, the seminal and Sembia, I know Ayadin. Now, Ebushia, Ochemu say, in fact, Western ye use their man no, a West be embarrassing West, Ebushia, Sabi, Bekomu, Adomosuko. In that same news, also, the majority caucus leader, Honorable Mahama Yariga, had a sincere apology, Abama, Mr. Ofori Atta, for the issue, and nam OSP so aba even military crackle ready this year, Abusia, Ayensembia na any Enyane. And I feel so know the minority in Parliament, as answer a press conference, he say, Honorable Frank, another pray, our MP from Samadu Nigeria, also answer minority chief no. NIB, Michimo National Investigation Bureau, formerly known as BNI, Atonsa friend and says you should come and answer some questions on some statements of making in Ablekuma North last week concerning the disputed Ablekuma North parliamentary elections. Ebusia, because answer me in today. So now I'm sure some subscribe to this channel here. More than subscribing, after so turning on your notification bell for latest updates. Ebusia, Sabi there, Mr. Ofori Atta and Nam Hua Paso, we are training Basanestre. In say, Honorable Ofori Atta has been accused by the OSP that he is a fugitive, and for that matter, he's wanted in Ghana to come and face some charges, including the Almighty National Cathedral, $58 million, and other charges. Sabi there, you hear Honorable Ofori Atta say you should come and answer. Now, same way in Ebusia, Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin, minority leader, say, Mr. Ofori Atta actually come after the declaration of him as a fugitive for Ebusia. Ochemu say, Papa no feel traumatized. Ochemu say, a brain to Sumasia, Ebusia. Aha on pa sanso egu ne mase na yeti how Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin present says ansem no on the floor of Parliament. Ebusia nipa enchene we die mia.
Mr. Ofori Atta, as at this morning, I had an extensive engagement with him. He's traumatized by the labeling of this adjective described to his person. But he still knows that his God is with him. He's undergoing some medical procedure. In fact, I had an early morning engagement with the Chief of Staff who confirmed that indeed Mr. Ofori Atta wrote to him and is in receipt of the letter. He was very sincere in telling me that. So within reasonable time, I'm sure he would come. I will also engage the Office of the Special Prosecutor, engage constructively, assure him and his office that if there was any miscommunication, I, as a leader of my side, is assuring him that the man will make himself available. He left the country with permission. He would come, and if there is anything that has to be investigated, he will make.
Nebusia was Mr. Ofori Atta and Semia Huna. Honorable Mahama Yariga, the majority leader in Parliament, also MP for Boko Central, and the apology can say, Base, Kwanya Kaya, Soja Foku PMO, the private residence of Mr. Ofori Atta, and Kraye, and into the Chopa Casepa, every man say, of Anchano. Now, so say, the state authorities are in charge of security. No, they will not do that again. And into the Chopa Casepa say, Wafanche and 1 year, Ebusia. You see how Honorable Mahama Yariga apology can see all the mind on the floor of Parliament for what's happening in Mr. Ofori Atta's house.
We have investigated the matter, and we want to say and assure our fellow countrymen and our colleagues in this house that we have received assurances from the Office of the National Security Coordinator that it was not intended that that should happen, and that occurrence is most regrettable and unfortunate, and he wants to give this House his word and assurance that a thing like that should never happen again. Mr. Speaker, I have also spoken with the Minister of Interior, who has spoken with his IGP, and I've spoken with the Minister of Defense, and all of them give their assurance to this House that a thing like that will not happen again. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me indicate to my colleagues on the other side that this side of the House remain committed to ensuring that this country is reset, that its institutions function properly, that its officials act in accordance with the law, and that the rights and liberties of every citizen are upheld and protected under the regime of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I personally extend my apologies to the former Minister of Finance, and I believe that this should suffice. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Abusuya minority caucus in Parliament addressing media in Semia Tuga say recently Honorable Frank Anodompreh MP for Nsamadu Ejiri Eco PM of Blekuma North because of the disputed parliamentary elections. Sabri who the winner of that elections or can be some way now the National Investigation Bureau IFN NIB formerly known as BNI Ato Safre Honorable Frank Anodompreh so Umbra no be in Semia because of some kind because it has security implications. Ebusuya sa invitation NIB as someone Honorable Anodompreh to appear before it and the minority chair said no okoto de ne bodwe Mustafa Bande 7-1 in 2024 and then power and security apparatus of our no at the end and it seems the NIB wants to do political witch hunting one makwan Emma said trust and says atete no enkoso ebusuya and it will pursue onunum a obetene kankan ya kan se bi a kire Ghana fo nyina ne wiase na say NIB was so wontie in 7-1 kan fa wonua do pray invitation ho ebusuya entie the addresser the minority caucus has issued to the NIB for the invitation of Honorable Frank Anodompreh to appear before the NIB.
For questioning over comments he made concerning the disputed Ablekuma North parliamentary elections results. His words urging MPP supporters to protect their own were swiftly deemed insightful and required interrogation at the highest level of the security apparatus. Yet, when Mustafa Bande, the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC and Deputy Director of Operations in the Presidency, openly declared on live television on Friday, 7th February 2025, that the NDC would sacrifice the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin, the NIB found no cause for alarm and did not summon him for questioning. Neither did they demand an explanation for such utterances. The NIB did not also find it necessary to investigate what was an explicit and direct threat to the life of Honorable Afenyo Markin and a deliberate attempt to incite violence against him. Mr. Bande's comments were dangerous and a criminal incitement to harm the minority leader. It was a direct attack on his safety and an assault on the very principles of democracy and the rule of law. This glaring double standard exposes the dangerous path this country is heading down. One where justice is no longer blind but selectively wielded against political opponents.
Abusuya meso se ba kire wadwuna fa san sem yi hu se de ya se MPP majority versus minority is akwaye boot for boot pa na Mr. Ofori Atta this somebody dey ati sekese pa the MP for Nchaya so Dr. Stenamo or a former deputy finance minister Ibusia what the papa aye adwuma no kire mu say words are we used to describe the former boss no embarrassing Ibusia kire mu say Mr. Ofori Atta no bia what was a friend na uncooperative with their investigation no Ibusia could pay more joy news now share some upon the kind out and say aha on the past year used those words for his former boss Mr. Ken Ofori Atta. Message Ibusia on subscribe to the channel but one else subscribe to Musica TV na friends no but turn on your notification bell for latest update. So I give first answer me here I cause you Ghana you na share video now from so be ehwe. E yam so phone na apia. But I want to say we see every day. Stay tuned on this channel for more updates. Bye bye.